welcome back. I'm super excited for today because we're gonna talk all things House of the Dragon. It's crazy because I actually had to think about it for a second whether I was gonna say House of Dragons or House of the Dragon. This video is definitely gonna resonate with the demographic of people who refer to the show as House of Dragons. If you know, you know. But if you call it House of the Dragon, you're welcome here too. It's just for people who love the show overall. But I just had to throw that out there because it's just so crazy that some of us, just by nature, started calling the show House of Dragons, even though it's House of the Dragon. Very funny to me. But anyway, let's get right into it. This was one of the best shows that I've watched this year. It definitely made up for the Game of Thrones ending. I don't know about anybody else, but I was someone who felt like I was the only person who hadn't watched Game of Thrones. And when the last season was about to come out, I decided I was gonna binge watch it. It took me about 4 to 5 months to get through it. And once I got through it and the last season came out, I was definitely disappointed. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's okay, that's the past. We've redeemed ourselves with this show right here. I wish that I had taken notes throughout the season while I was watching it, but I really didn't know that I was gonna do this video. I just decided this in the last couple episodes. But it's okay because I'm a professional, so I do still have my notes here that I'm gonna get into because I want to touch on my favorite characters, my least favorite characters, some of my favorite moments. I hope I remember everything. I might not, but either way, let's just get right into it. I got my little milk of the poppy here.
My queen. Thank you, Raina.
Just kidding, just kidding. Again, if you know, you know. Let's start out with the characters. Do I want to start with my least favorite or my favorite? Which list is longer? I actually think my least favorite character list is longer. So let's give you the people that are on my shit list. Number 1, in first place, Alicent Hightower.
You raggedy bitch.
Alicent is just the perfect example of a woman who never got to make choices for herself, never got to live for herself, never lived her best life, and it shows. Like, you never, someone, I'm gonna put the tweet here, but it's like, this is your experience and it shows. And I'm sorry, but also not sorry. This girl had plenty of opportunity to just go with the flow and let Rhaenyra get her shine.
The big thing is a giant 7-pointed star that's hanging in the main hallway. Gaudy, if you ask me.
But that's not what you wanted. And all you do is run up behind all these men. Like, that's the thing. I could respect it if she was, you know, if she was trying to get the crown. But she's just trying to help put all these men in different places and support these men. So it's just like you're a product of the patriarchy, but you're also uplifting the patriarchy. And girl, I just can't get with you, okay? I just can't. And that being said, slide on in there, her father. He's the number one influence to all of this. You know, he was the reason that she married Viserys, and that was the initial, you know, for the reason for the initial fallout between her and Rhaenyra. It was because of her dad. And her dad, like, nigga, you're the hand of the king. You're the biggest traitor of them all. Now, I think the Sir Kristen situation turned it up a little bit more, which brings me to my next person on my shit list, Sir Kristen. Another hater hoe. Bitter Betty. You could have sat there and ate your food. You really could have had your best life with Rhaenyra. She had this whole marriage set up. She had the whole thing laid out for you, but you didn't want to be her whore. You wanted to go run away, which I understand, but it's like, Sir Kristen, you could have just gone ahead and ran away, but you decided to instead go be with the other team because you're bitter. Again, I can't get with people who want to go link up with the ops. Like, lame. Next. Which brings me to the next person on my shit list. Let's get into the kids. Aegon. I really don't have too much to say except, you know, you're just not built for this life, and you do what you do. No, actually, you can't do what you do because you're a rapist. So it's not even, you're not even out here having consensual misadventures and baby and bastard children popping up. It's just immediate boo to any rapist. All right, next, I'm gonna say someone who I'm on the fence with. Amond. And I'm on the fence because he's the only person on the green side who I can really understand having beef with the other side. And on top of that, he is loyal to his team. I would really like to see Amond switch over to the other side. But that's obviously not gonna happen. But I understand his villain origin story, so to speak. Like, that's the only reason I have some empathy for my man. And not to say that I don't have empathy for everyone else, even that's on my shit list. But Amon is probably who I have the most for, because he lost an eye and he just wanted to get his lick back. And that sapphire eye, fun fact, I want a sapphire engagement ring. Word to my future, forever, sapphire. I'm not 100% off of Amon because I think he's kind of cool for the one that was counted out in the beginning. To switch into my faves, I'm also going to give one of my favorite moments. I love that moment at the family dinner when Amon and Damon kind of like had a little standoff for a second, just like staring at each other, because it was like, ooh, Unc and Few vibes. But it's like, dang, like I could really see them either coming together in some way or one of them killing each other. I could see that because it's like, in some ways, I feel like they might be a lot alike. Because what's Damon's backstory? Do we really know? So that being said, I'm gonna get into one of my faves, and this was a turnaround because in the beginning I was not feeling Damon at all. You know, he was wilding, but things really shifted with Damon for me as the season went on because he turned out to be a real one. Getting past the incest, I can understand why him and Rhaenyra needed to end up together. I liked a lot of the lines that he had. I like the way that he kind of just like, he's kind of like off to the side a lot of times, just leaning, listening. I like that. I like that about him. He can kind of lay back and scope the scene, but when some things pop off, he's gonna be right there. He's gonna be the first one swinging. And I love that about him. Especially the scene where he helped his brother up and only his brother let him help him up there. And when he killed, was it Vaymond? Was Vaymond the one he killed? Another one, which was I have to say one of my favorite moments because he was out of pocket, but I respect him for going out like
Bastards! And she is a whore.
I really love the after show things because the actor who played Vaymond, made some great points just about how, he was solid. He stood on his word. He knew he was probably going to go out for it, but he said it anyways. He said what needed to be said, and he went out like a champ because he knew them kids were not black and them kids did not have blonde hair, which we all know. Like, let's be honest. But at the end of the day, what the king said should have been word. Viserys, which I would say, he's definitely in one of my favorites because I think that he stayed loyal and true and solid to his daughter, which I appreciate. Even down in his, let's take a sip of the milk of pop. Let's take a sip for Viserys. Long live the king. But even on his dying bed, he showed up and said, I don't know why we're here because I already told y'all niggas that my daughter is the heir to the throne and that's not changing. Rhaenyra, I love you, girl. But I need you to turn up in season 2, okay? Because I don't know why. I mean, I understand that you're trying to be more calculated and smart about this whole war, but now that you got the news, it's up. I love Rhaenyra. I loved Rhaenyra from day one. I really enjoyed the younger actress that played her. I think I had to warm up to it because in my mind, I was still thinking of Daenerys for whatever reason. I don't know if anybody else could identify with that, but I just feel like I was so connected to Daenerys. So I'm like, who is this little blonde girl? But ended up loving her. One of my favorite moments with her was when her and Alicent were having a conversation and she made this comment.
I think it must be to get imprisoned in a castle and me to squeeze out heirs.
Like, I felt that on so many levels. Allison, you could keep that little page torn out of the book. Girl, bye. Another one, Renice, another favorite. Another person that turned around for me because I wasn't really sure how to feel about her. She seemed a little bitter to me in the beginning, but at the end of the day, Renice has shown herself to be solid, loyal to the soil, loyal to her man, even in his absence. She definitely could have done some shiesty shit. She definitely could have gone on to the side with the Greens, but she held it down for her man. She held it down for her brother. She held it down for her family, period. I love that. And only thing I will say to the queen who never was is that you really could have deaded all of this shit. You really could have burned all the Greens to smithereens, but you decided not to. And in that moment, I can understand a little bit because you're still the queen who never was, so you're still wanted to give the queen who should be a chance to handle it. And also, again, you wanted to wait and see how the situation was going to turn around with your husband. So all in all, I can respect the decision, even though I don't agree with it, because I feel like if you could have just burnt all this shit down, you could have just burnt all this shit down. But again, I understand. I forgot about Helena. I do like Helena. Something about Helena and the insects and her prophecies I'm really into and I really appreciate, and I hope to see more of that in the seasons to come, in the next season, I guess I should say. And I can't remember whose wife it was at dinner that made this comment.
It isn't so bad. Mostly he just ignores you. Except sometimes when he's drunk.
That was funny, girl. And honorary mention of my favorites are obviously the Black Targaryens. Shout out to Laena, Laenor, Baela, and Rhaena. And the Sea Snake too. You know, shout out to Pops. Just kidding. Laena, you know, she swooped Daemon right up, and I respect it because she saw something in him. You know, even when, I can't remember if it was the point when I saw something or not, but she saw something in him and she hopped on that. Rest in peace to you, Laena. Another solid ass woman. You had 2 beautiful girls. You were about to have another baby, and you went out like a G. So much respect to you. Also, to Laenor, you know, I had some moments with him. You know, overall, I get that he was struggling with being able to be his true self, and he got his happy ending, which I'm happy about. And I do wonder if anyone's ever going to spot him. Is he going to resurface? Is that hair going to grow out? You know, is that the end of Laenor for us? I don't know. I would like to find out. I was definitely amused by the scene when him and Rhaenyra had that real talk about what their arrangement was going to be for their marriage. He should have showed up more as a husband on that part of things. You know, I get that you know, had an open situation or a poly situation or whatever you want to call it, but you still had a duty in that role other than just getting to, you know, fuck off. So that made me upset because I definitely saw, you know, when he finally came back and decided that he wanted to step up, it was like, it's too late. And I was just like, you know, just like a nigga. Just like a nigga, come back when it's too late. Yeah, Rhaena and Baela, respect them. Again, down for the cause, down for the family, down to do whatever's needed. I can't remember who it was that they were trying to push to marry Viserys, but I'm glad that didn't happen. But at the same time, I'm thinking, if that would have happened, would we be where we are today? Or would there be unity in the realm? I really hope that we'll get to see more of the girls. I really hope that we'll get to see more of the girls in the next season. I hope that they're going to have a part in the Dance of the Dragons. I hope that everybody doesn't just die. But, you know, knowing Game of Thrones, you never know. Let's get into some of my favorite moments. Number 1 being the fight with the kids. There were plenty of moments while watching the show that I was literally like... That's how I know me and my cousins are coming. I don't know about y'all, just the loyalty to the sides. I love it. And I love that all of the kids on the Blacks side were fighting for each other. Even the girls got involved. And that's why, again, that's why I with him, okay? I already touched on some of my favorite moments. That moment when Renice came in on that dragon and the way that she just... that was a favorite moment. She was bossed up in that moment. Even though, again, she didn't make the decision that I would have made, but that was hard. That was like a beautiful, beautiful scene. And then I think last, I have to just say the grand entrances on this show. Okay, from Damon coming back with his crown. I can't remember what his crown was called. Again, that was back when I was still had a little side eye for Damon, but entrance, Viserys's entrance when he again was on his deathbed. Come on now. And even I have to give it to Alicent that first time when she showed up late. That was quite an entrance in her green. Like, okay, fine, I see you. Still hate her, but you know. Even Aegon's, you know, his coronation, it was still hate you, but you know, it was quite an entrance. I'll give you that. Overall, I really appreciated this show. Like I said, it really redeemed itself from that ending of Game of Thrones. I love that women were so involved in this, you know, as far as directing episodes, because again, I think it shows. Like, best show out. I'm probably gonna watch it again. And yeah, see y'all back in 2024, I guess. Dang. I guess we won't be talking about this again for 2 more years, but I promise I'll still be here, okay? Let me know in the comments if there's any other shows or even movies that you want me to touch on, or just anything in general that you'd like to hear me talk about on this new channel. And until next time, in the meantime, like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.